On The Savannah with me, Savannah. Welcome to the very first episode of On The Savannah. I'm going to be doing an interview to start off my channel. This is Dr. Fowlds. He's a wildlife veterinarian. Today I'm going to be doing an interview with him. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, firstly, I'm very privileged to be on your first show of Savannah on the Savannah, is it?
On The Savannah.
On the Savannah with Savannah.
Uh-huh.
Wow, isn't that exciting?
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit about myself. I come from South Africa, and I live right on the bottom tip of South Africa. And I work as a wildlife vet, and I live on a game reserve, and my job is to help all sorts of wild animals in South Africa.
So what made you want to become a wildlife vet?
When I was about your age, I really wanted to be a vet, but there were not a lot of wild animals around because a lot of my ancestors had killed those wild animals. But as I was going through school, we started to do more conservation, and actually what happened was we started to bring back a lot of those wild animals that weren't there anymore, like the lions and the giraffe and the rhino and the buffalo and the cheetah. We brought them back into our area so that we could enjoy them once again.
Okay, so to date, how many rhinos have you helped?
One.
One? One.
No, I've been involved with other people because we always work on a team. Teamwork is very important. I've been involved in about 15 or 16 survivors. So those were rhino that were poached, okay? And instead of them dying like most of them do, sadly, some of them actually survive. And we find them in a really bad way. Their faces are bleeding and cut, and sometimes they have other problems. So we send these teams out and we try and rescue them, we try and save them, and if we get it right and they live, then we try and put them back in the wild, and hopefully they have lots of babies and make more rhinos, and they can enjoy the rest of their lives.
So what is your favorite part about what you do?
You know, the best part about what I do is that I can work with something as small as a little rabbit some days, and then I can work with something as big as an elephant another day. And some days it's birds, and some days it's reptiles, and some days it's big buck and small buck, and some days it's cats. And some of them are dangerous, and some of them are cuddly, and some of them, like the mammals, have really thick skin and big horns and big trunks. So I love what we call the diversity. I just love that every day is going to be different, and there's this amazing range of things out there which makes it so interesting.
So it's not just the same thing over and over, like today I'm going to have this, and then the next day I'm going to have that, then that,
Exactly.
and then go again, so it's not the same thing every day. It's very interesting.
So when I wake up in the morning, I actually never know what I'm going to be doing that day.
And I'm like, oh, okay, so today is blah, 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 I'm going to be doing this.
Sometimes I think I know what I'm going to be doing, but then it's always different.
So why are people poaching rhinos?
Oh, that's a good question. It's very sad because rhinos have these amazing horns on their faces, which makes them extremely special, actually. There's no other animal alive on the planet today that has a horn like a rhino. Yeah, watch out, that's wildlife, eh? And people poach them because there are some people around the world that think that rhino's horn is valuable. And so they go and kill the rhino to take their horns, either to grind them up and eat the horns, or sometimes they carve them into things they say look pretty. But quite often when they're buying the horns, because they live on the other side of the world, I don't think they really understand why it's so bad. You know, they just think they're just buying something. Like you go to the supermarket and you buy something on the shelf. I don't think they really question what's so bad about it. And so that's why it's so important, like with shows like yours, that we need to educate people and teach them that when they buy something, they might be affecting an animal a long way away from where they are. And you've actually got to ask the right questions.
I wonder if anyone who was planning on buying a rhino horn, if they see this, they might decide not to and spread the word. That could be very good.
I think that could easily happen, because I think there are some people that buy rhino horns without realizing that something has to die for them to feel good about something.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, but also
Very sad.
pretty good because we can help spread the word.
Yeah, that means you can make a difference if you help spread the word.
So, what can people do to help stop poaching?
Well, it's very complicated, because on the one side you've got these people that are doing the buying.
Yeah.
So sure, they can listen to your show, they can share your show with other people, and hopefully that'll get to the people that are buying and it'll educate them. On the other hand, in places like South Africa, where they're doing the poaching, we need people on the ground to help us protect those rhino, so that when the poachers come, there's someone there to keep them safe. So they can help us equip what we call anti-poaching units. They're guys that sleep out with the rhino at night, and they do patrols and help us look after them. And that's where things like what your dad's doing is so important. Global Conservation Force, they are out there helping us get equipment and training and do things that motivate the people on the ground to keep on looking after these animals.
Okay. So, what is one piece of advice that you would give to kids who want to grow up and be a wildlife vet like you?
Well, the first thing you've got to do to be a vet is you've got to get into vet school. So you do have to work hard at school. You've got to concentrate in class. You can't mess around. And you've got to do a bit of work for your tests and get good grades. That's important. But even more important than that, you need to start teaching yourself about all the little things, because actually wildlife is so amazing that there's so much out there that we need to learn. Most of it we don't even know yet. We're still finding out about it. We're still doing research, and we're still teaching ourselves, even as adults. So you must watch documentaries, and you must share stories with your friends about what you learn, because in that way, you tell your friends something, and then they're going to say, oh wow, but I heard about this other thing today. And actually it's those little things that you do every day, sharing stories and reading books and looking at things on the internet or watching documentaries. That's how you're going to be a good wildlife vet one day.
Okay. So, thank you for letting me interview you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being on the show. I'm very honored to be on your show, so thank you.
That's all for now. I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye.